See him a beast when he hear that sound like yeah, beat on the beat when he hear that sound like woo. Yeah, bitch on the champ, only me one round like yeah, me, I'm a G-Ring.
Fighting on this week's episode of Dana White's Contender Series, Tuesday, September 27th, riding a 5-fight win streak in Brave Combat Federation. Please welcome England's own Sam the Future Patterson. Sam, my man, thank you so much. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Deep into fight week, so everything's just on. And yeah, buzzing, man. Can't wait.
Yeah, man. 3-4 days out now. You just said you're very excited. Are you in Vegas yet?
Yeah, I'm in Vegas. I've been here since Tuesday. So okay. Yeah, 3 days out. We got the weight cut tomorrow, make weight on Monday, and then it's all fun from there. So yeah, man, I'm loving Vegas, the weather, everything. I'm just embracing it all, the whole experience. I'm embracing every second of it.
So I looked at all your fights in your career. You fought all over the world, dude. Like 3-4 different countries. I don't know, countless places. But I don't think you've ever fought in America. Is that correct?
No, this is the first time in the States.
Yeah.
I've been fighting, all over, mainly the Middle East. Like the organization Brave that I was with before was all Middle Eastern. It was a Middle Eastern company. So most of the countries I went to were in the Middle East. And yeah, first time in the States. And it feels like home. I'm not even going to lie to you. I feel like this is where I'm meant to be. I love it. The weather. I haven't tried too much of the food yet, but it's just I love it. I love everything about it.
Are you staying a little bit after the fight? Are you going to be here for a little bit longer?
Yes, I am actually. This is the first time as well. I'm staying till the Sunday, so I actually get to enjoy a bit of Vegas with my team. The rest of the team are staying as well, so we'll be enjoying a bit of Vegas. The food, definitely, I'll be enjoying a lot of the food.
I was going to say, man, after that weight cut, you got to pig out.
Oh my God, I can't wait. So once the fight's done, all the cake in the world. But yeah, I'll be staying till Sunday, enjoy a bit of Vegas. It's hard before because I'm so tunnel vision. Even when we're out doing things, I'm so focused on the job at hand that it's hard to take it in. I'm doing the best I can, embracing every moment, but really all I'm thinking about is fighting, and that's all I want to do. So yeah, after I will soak it all in and enjoy.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the States so far, and I'm glad you're gonna have some time afterwards to enjoy, because that's the one thing I hear from people who come from other countries is that our food, there's a reason we're all fat, if that makes sense.
To be honest, the portions and everything look massive. Like my team are getting normal meals, and obviously I'm not, but they are serious portions, and it's right up my street. Like I can eat, and
good.
Yeah, man. If you want to follow my Instagram after the fight, I'm going to show a lot of the food that I eat. It's going to be crazy.
I'll link your Instagram and everything below too. Don't worry about that. People will go follow you. So Sam,
hell yeah.
Got to ask you, I'm pretty sure you spent your fight camp at Team Crossface, correct?
Yes.
So for those who don't know, can you just tell us a little bit about your gym? Like, who trains there? Where are you guys? Who are your coaches? Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, I fight out of Team Crossface in Watford, and David Lee's the head coach. Fought in the UFC a few times, and yeah, we got a great bunch of guys down there. Like I said, it's not one of these massive teams, but we got the skill in the room. You know, we've got the likes of Charlie Leary that fights in Bellator, myself that will be signed to the UFC, and yeah, just a great bunch of guys. There's too many to even start naming. Like there's a lot of people that help me, and all under David Lee. You know, David Lee's the head coach, and he does so much for us. But the team is growing, and I believe the next couple of years the team is going to continue to grow, and we're going to see a lot more fighters on the bigger stages coming from our team.
We all know David Lee, and we also all know England is definitely on the up and up with MMA. I mean, you guys have some big cards lately. You got some big stars coming out of there. So I can't wait to see your story unfold too, and just add another star to the country as well. So Sam, you're 9-1-1 as a pro. 8 of your 9 wins are by finish. How do you anticipate this fight going down? What kind of like style, flavor are you going to bring into the octagon?
I don't think it's going to be any different. I think I'm going to find the finish within 15 minutes. I say this a lot. I don't hunt for the finish. I find the finish. Within 15 minutes, I find that finish against this guy, and it'll be another finish on my record. I look forward to testing myself. There's not much I've got on my opponent, so I'm really just focused on going in there, doing what I do well, and adapting accordingly. What he brings to the table, I will adapt within the cage and go from there.
Have you known about this opponent for a while? Because I think it was August 27th, you posted a graphic for Contender Series, and it was you versus like a mystery opponent. Does that mean you didn't know who your opponent was a month ago, or you just were keeping it under wraps?
Yeah, I was just keeping it under wraps. It
Okay.
was I was allowed to like kind of promote that I was fighting on Dana White's Contenders, but it wasn't my place to say who I was fighting. So I've
Sure.
known the opponent for 6 to 8 weeks. I'm pretty sure maybe 6 7 weeks. Enough time. But again, it's irrelevant to me. The guys I've been fighting are high level. If you look at their records compared to mine, they've got like triple the amount of wins. The opponent is irrelevant, really. I really do focus on my skill set, and truly believe if I can go in there and do what I do, there's not many that can beat me.
I won't even bother to ask you about your thoughts on him. Sounds like you don't care about him. You just want to ground and pound his mush in. I love that. But for those wondering, you are fighting Vinicius Sensi. I think something very interesting about him is he's only fought in Brazil throughout his career. Meanwhile, you fought top competition all around the world, as you said, England, India, all over the Middle East. How do you think that experience you bring in is going to help you in the octagon on Tuesday?
Yeah, I think it plays a factor. To be honest, it's hard because he's fought it. I didn't know he only fought in Brazil. There you go. I learned something new already. The main thing is, like, the way I look at it is, if he's improved the amount I've improved since my last fight, it doesn't matter. He's going to be a complete new fighter. So I prepare for the best version, and I always prepare. My next fight is my biggest fight, regardless of how many fights he's had, where he's fought, if his competition isn't as high. I prepare that my next fight is my hardest fight, and that's what pushes me on. And I go in there and perform, and I focus on what I do. So this guy, he hasn't got the experience I've got, but I didn't have the experience as the guys that I was fighting. I went in there and beat them. So saying that, it's he's the next person in my way of getting my contract, and it will be no different.
I love that answer, man. I love that answer. I don't know if you knew this about him either, but the only way he's ever won a fight is by submission, which I also found very interesting.
Yeah, no, that's all I could really go off, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Like, seeing that he's got a lot of finishes. People ask me in quite a few interviews, they've asked like, how do you see the fight going? And all I can say is, like, going off his finishes are all first round finishes, if I'm not mistaken, on Topology, and he must be aggressive to get them submissions. So I can see him being an aggressive fighter, which makes for a great fight. And that's it on it, really.
Well, we know you're ready for an aggressive fight, training at Team Crossface. Great gym there. Another question for you, just switching gears a little bit. Do you bet on sports at all? Do you gamble?
No, I think I don't gamble that much. No, I think on the odd occasion, if there's a massive fight, like
Sure.
It's sometimes boxing as well. Like, it could be like
Fury.
a round, like Josh Fury or something like that. Joshua versus Usyk or something massive. I might put an odd bet on that could maybe happen. Mainly heavyweights, because heavyweights is hit and miss, like that shock factor can happen.
Yeah.
But I don't really bet on anything else. No.
Well, I just asked because, you know, your name's going to be on all the major sports books this week. You're going to be on freaking FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, like you name it. You're already coming in as like a minus 250 favorite. I don't know if you put any weight or value on that. I just have to ask you, because a lot of people that are watching this will bet on this fight. The people that are inclined to bet on you, what do you say to them?
Put more money on me. You know, like, I don't follow betting. I don't know if I guess the plus is obviously me being the favorite.
No, minus his favorite. So you're the favorite.
I'm the favorite. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess the reward isn't as well. Like, you don't get much back if you bet on me then.
Yeah, essentially you could parlay you could do something like, you know, Sam Patterson by knockout to get the odds down. But yeah, you're like a 2.5 to 3 to 1 favorite right now, which is pretty good odds.
That's big, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, well, man, bet on me. If you're better, then bet on me. That's for sure. Make yourself some money. Make that early Christmas money.
Let's get that return on investment, baby. I love it. I love it. Have you been watching a lot of Contender Series this year?
No, I see some of the UK guys. I watch them just out of support for the UK.
Sure.
But I haven't really I've watched it to understand the show.
Yeah.
But I haven't really watched much of the Contenders, if I'm honest. No.
what were your thoughts on what you have watched so far? Like, are you like,
Yeah,
go ahead. You already had something to say.
yeah. I feel like I see a lot of the fights I have watched, and then knowing some of the fighters, and then seeing like other fights of theirs, because I'm a fan of sport, so I do see everything. And the one thing I'm seeing a lot of the fighters do that go on Contenders is they fight out of character. They're not
Yes.
fighting the way that they got what got them to the dance. They're fighting the way they think Dana wants to see them fight. They're being more aggressive. They're coming in sloppy. They're trying to make it a firefight because they think that's entertaining. Yes, it is entertaining. But if that is not your style and that didn't get you to the dance, there's a reason you're on Contenders. You've done something good to get on Contenders. So your style's already should be good enough or enough. You just got to prove it in front of Dana. But if you're going out there changing your whole style to try to be entertaining and make an entertaining fight, it's going to backfire because then you end up losing and then you don't get your contracts and it all goes down the drain. That's one thing that I've seen and I've taken from that. But me personally, I find my style, the way I fight, and I find the finish. Look for I get the finish is entertaining enough. So I don't have to change anything in my game. I don't plan on changing anything in my game. And yeah, going out and just doing me.
Yeah, I love that, man, because you're 100% right. People definitely go in there with some sort of like vendetta to prove, and it costs them a lot of the time.
100%.
I totally this isn't even written down. I just thought of a question I want to ask you. What do you value more, or not even what do you value more? Which do you think is going to be more important to you on Tuesday? Getting a win or getting a contract? Obviously, the goal is to do both, right? But would you be satisfied if you go out there, get a convincing win, and for whatever reason you don't get the contract, or do you need that contract Tuesday for it to be a win for you?
I think it's just the added bonus. I believe the way I win and my style, my win will give me the contract. There's no doubt about it. I don't see. I'm not a boring fighter. Like I don't fight boring. So there's no way I'm gonna. Yeah, exactly. I finish fights, and really, that's what the company want. They want finishes. They want to see the fight not make it to the distance. And if it does make it to the distance, if you've got something, they can see you've got something. If you're just like holding them against the cage, being boring, trying to ride it out, you're not going to get. That's boring. That's not even like you're not trying to win. You're just trying not to lose, and that's the difference. You can go in there and just like if you give it your all and you go decision and you lose, you could probably still get a contract. But my fighting style, the way I fight, the way I find the finish, just how I am in there is entertaining enough. So for me personally, it's not, oh, if I win and get a contract, it's my win will give me the contract. Like I truly believe that, and I plan on, that's my plan Tuesday. You know, I go out there, perform, and there's no reason why I don't get that contract.
I love that. Love that, man. And you're 100% right. You don't need a finish to get a contract. I mean, we see fighters win decisions all the time and Dana signs them. Did you happen to see last week a freaking 17-year-old kid got a contract?
Yeah, exactly. But did he go decision, right?
He went to decision. Yeah, perfect example.
I saw I think I see the highlights or someone showed me a little, and he looked good. The thing is, he performed. He's a mixed martial artist. He put it to the ground. He showed a bit of play. He showed a bit of something about him. He didn't get the finish, and he got the contract. It's not about finishing necessarily. I think it helps. You see some guys that probably aren't as skilled as, they say they're not even as skilled as that 17-year-old, but they've gone in there and knocked the guy out.
Right.
Fucking, I'm going to sign him up. But then you get someone that's as talented and skilled as that. They can see the potential in him, and I believe that if the decisions that I've went to, they've been pretty entertaining fights, and the whole time I've been trying to finish them. So, yeah, that one, yeah, that's it. If I get the finish, great. If not, they're in for a show for 15 whole minutes. So, you know what I mean? Like as long as this guy brings the fight, and which I believe he will. If he survives the 15, they're gonna be standing and happy with the fight that they've just seen. You know, it's not going to be a boring ass fight. I can guarantee that.
So I know you're very focused on this. If you're able to look into the future a little bit, let's go to Tuesday. You get the win. You're in the back. You're talking to Larasenko, right? You're sitting on your stool. You're waiting for Dana to come back and to announce who gets the contracts. What do you have to say to Dana, the boss man?
I will just say thank you, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. But I look forward to having a career in the UFC under him. You know, like under Dana White. And this is the beginning of the career. I will tell him that I look forward to fighting in his company, man. I'm not having 1 or 2 fights. I'm going to have a career in the UFC for the next 10 years or however long I fight for. I would say another 10 years, let's say. It's going to be in the UFC.
So let's go even further into the future then. After that 10 years, let's look even 20 years into the future, right? Your whole career is behind you. It went exactly the way you want it to go, the way you pictured it to go. What does that look like? What is your like perfect dream career scenario?
Well, I think everyone's would be just to keep winning. just keep winning and get the title. But I am living right for now. I am not thinking about having the perfect, because there's so many ups and downs in this sport, and how it, like, the highest highs and the lowest lows is the best let's say quote out there that describes mixed martial arts, like being a professional fighter. So I'm just riding this. I'm on this roller coaster, and I don't want to get off. That's for sure. I love every second of it, and yeah, another 10 years of career in the UFC. That's amazing. That would be amazing, you know. So I'm just on the roller coaster. I ain't getting off anytime soon. That's for sure.
It's great how appreciative you are of that, man. That's a great mindset to have. You know, you get the dub. Is there anybody in the UFC you're eyeing or interested to fight for a potential debut, or you're not even thinking about that yet?
No, I'm fully focused on the 27th. My next opponent is always the only person I see. You know, I'm not thinking about calling out a top 10 fucking lightweight or who's next. Maybe after the fight, when I get that contract, maybe then I'll have someone. But truthfully, I am fully focused on those 15 minutes on the 27th of September.
As you should be, man. I love that. So, you know, you just told me this, and I actually use this same quote in pretty much every interview I do. I don't have to tell you this. I'm telling those watching this. Fighting is not an easy career. As you just said, you guys have the highest of highs and the absolute lowest of lows, right? I mean, it's hard to explain to somebody who doesn't train or fight what that's like. Not just after a loss, but even after like a rough day in camp, or just like sitting in bed late at night, like, Jesus Christ, man. So when you're in that mindset, like, what keeps you going? What keeps you motivated to compete and succeed in this sport?
This sport is tough, and there's like you said, there's highs of highs and lows of lows, but I truly love the sport, and that's what keeps me in it. I actually enjoy going to the gym, training every day. I enjoy fighting. I enjoy the whole process. Yes, there's days that you're tired and grumpy and you're snappy and you're hungry because you're cutting weight and shit, but that's all part of it. If it was all smooth sailing, everyone would do it. If it was all smooth sailing, there wouldn't be highs of highs, because you wouldn't have had no lows to like level it out, you know? So I truly love what I do. And the day that I don't is probably the day that I'll stop, because that's when it'll be a lot more lows than there will highs. I think that's what happens to a lot of guys. And but right now, I love every second of it. Honestly, I enjoy that. I don't, obviously the weight cut is not nice, but
it sucks.
I embraced it. You got to embrace it, and that's what I do very well. It's a part of the journey and part of the path that I'm on. So just embrace it. If I go against it and I'm like, fucking hate this, going around, it just ruins the whole experience. You know, I'm embracing every second of it. I love every day of my life, and I'm very grateful.
That's awesome, man. So, Sam, we've been talking about fighting for literally 20 minutes straight. Enough of that for a minute. I just want to ask you about Sam the person. Like, when you're not training, when you're not fighting, if that is ever a time in your life, what are you doing? Do you have any hobbies or interests that aren't fighting and training related, or is it all just go time?
I'm fully, I can't lie, I'm pretty obsessed. Anyone that knows me knows I'm pretty obsessed with this. Like, if I'm not training, I'm watching fights, and if I'm not fighting, I'm watching fights. Like, I'm always in it, you know. Like, I'm fully committed to this, and I believe that's what you need to be. I have learned to kind of disconnect after fights, which I never used to. I'd be straight on again and kind of like, what's next? But I'm learning to disconnect and actually embrace what I've done, and then move on to the next one slowly. I'm always in the gym training, but that's just because I want to improve as a person and as a martial artist. And this is the life I've chosen, and I would have it no other way. Outside of fighting and training and everything like that, what do I love to do? Eat. I fucking love eating. I love cake. I love any cheesecake, cake, white chocolate. that's what I love to do outside training.
Yeah.
I spend time with my missus. I try make up for time lost with family. That's what I try to do after the fight. I'm learning to like give back a little bit and try to spend time with my family that is lost when I'm in camp and I'm tunnel vision and they don't see me. So yeah, my missus will be flying out for this fight, and she'll be able to experience the whole experience with me and enjoy it after. Enjoy the fruits of what we have done. And it's not just me, you know, like I'm the one in there, but I've got a whole team around me that sacrifice a lot and give a lot to me for me to go in there and actually do what I do. So yeah, man, I'm just grateful for everyone around me, and I am focused. So everything outside of fighting and training, that is me. That is Sam Patterson. Like I am fighting. That is me. So
I just got a FaceTime call. I don't know if that popped
no
up.
worries, no worries.
But so another question for you. My dad owns a tattoo shop. I see you have an awesome tattoo sleeve. Could you just show that real quick? And just, I don't know if it means anything. Some people just get tattoos just for the hell of it, but if it means something, what can you explain the sleeve?
Yeah, I've got 2 magpies, 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy. Then my dad's favorite bird, and his favorite saying. It was like a thing that he always said to me growing up, like he'd point them out. And yeah, that's it really. The roses, my mum likes roses, so they kind of slotted in there. I got the salute on the inside, just like it was a thing that when you have to see 2 magpies, you salute them. And yeah, 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy. So I've got 2 on my arm. So I've got joy around me all the time. So I can't complain.
I love that, man. That's a sick tattoo, man. That's good ink. It's good ink.
Thank you.
So Sam, before we get out of here, again, I really appreciate your time today. I know you got
No
a lot
problem.
going on your mind, but I just want to give you the opportunity. You're going to have a lot of eyes on you this week, a lot of new fans. You already have all your friends, your family, your supporters. I just want to give you the chance. Is there anything you'd like to say to everybody watching this? The mic is yours.
I just want to say thank you. I'm truly grateful for all the support, the fans, everyone that tunes in to watch me. Yeah, just thank you. You know, like without you guys, really, this ain't happening. So without the fans and the support system that you have around you, it doesn't happen. So I'm truly grateful. And maybe sometimes it don't come across that way, or you don't get a chance to tell people. But I am very grateful. And tune in on the 27th of September, because I will put on another show for you guys. And like you said, there's a lot more eyes on me this one, and it's not in the Middle East, so everyone could tune in. Everyone can get UFC Fight Pass, and I believe this is the beginning of a new chapter in the UFC.
Sam, the future Patterson is no more, because the future has arrived, my friend. As you said, September 27th, this Tuesday, it goes down on ESPN Plus, UFC Fight Pass, all over the place. It's Dana White's Contender Series. Sam, thank you so much for your time, dude. I genuinely cannot wait to watch you in the octagon. Me and my buddies are going to be on my couch drinking some beers and watching it go down. So kick ass, my man, right?
And remember, bet on me. Make yourself some money. Everyone, tune in. Thank you very much for your time too. Great interview. Thank you.
Of course, man. When you get that W, we'll do it again, yeah?
100%.
Yes, sir.